started to play it once. Yeah, like they have essentially like the rogue, the healer, the tank. Yeah, like
Yeah. Oh, we're on the internet, by the way. Hello,
oh
everyone.
god, you again.
All of you again.
You again.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone.
What's up?
Good evening.
I always remember the thing from BoJack. What are you doing here? And he can't not say it that way. It's supposed to be a serious sentence. Yeah.
Oh, Mitch, heads up.
Let's join.
What's up?
I'm dropping things. I got a box of TPU in case you wanted to print something in rubbery goodness.
Yes. TPU plastic.
For those on the internet who have no idea what they're talking about, Cody has a 3D printer. So
Yes.
So what is that like?
It's
Grippy rubber?
It's a little rubbery and it takes impacts really well, so that if you want to make like
Oh.
GoPro mounts or
boing.
it just kind of bounces instead of it breaking.
It retains its shape instead of snapping or deforming.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
pretty
cool.
sweet.
I like it.
That seems.
Can you make like
Actually
coffee?
incredibly
Can you make
useful.
like coffee mugs out of it? Like
Ooh.
operational coffee.
I don't know how much heat they can take though.
Yeah.
That's the
Do
thing.
that.
Right.
You can make that out of PLA though, provided you're.
And it will be
And it will also show.
nigh unbreakable.
And don't
Make a like a wrapper for the mug,
Oh, there you go.
like a case
You definitely
It's
can do
a
A sleeve.
Koozie?
sleeve. There you go. That's what I was
koozie.
looking for. Koozie. Like my coffee.
This is my mug condom.
This is
Yeah.
my
Coffee
koozie.
condom.
It might. Well, it's
My coffee
basically.
condom.
It's like that material they use to guard the Wii controllers. So it's
Yep.
like those little Wii.
Precisely.
Those Wii
Oh, that's cool.
Kind
Huh.
of.
That's weird that you can print that.
I instantly know what you're talking about.
condoms.
Wonderful comparison.
It has some goofy pre-print requirements, but we'll figure it out.
Nice. All right, so here we go. And new and improved sound. I have a noise gate on my microphone now.
No way.
Neat keeping. All right.
I'm pretty neat, aren't I? Okay.
pro.
I'm so professional.
His
Okay.
degree is in audio engineering.
One of them
And
is.
it took me this
Big
long.
brain.
It took me this long to put a noise gate on my microphone.
2 years. 2 years.
Next, I'm
later.
gonna like be EQ'd all out, so like I sound like a radio announcer, and it's gonna be great.
I'm on Storm.
Next up on Storm Animus.
What will our heroes do next?
The Riddler's robbing the bank. Quick, get him, Batman.
That's a good man. I would do a fantasy themed 1920s one shot where the DM pretty much does that.
That's just how they talk.
Yep.
roll a dexterity saving throw.
You can try.
You can certainly try.
Try and find a bunch of old like radio bumper music that's like bam bam bam, like what they
Yes,
use,
or
really sweet.
or just have a Hammond in front of you the whole
Ooh,
time and just
yeah. yeah, just played tons of diminished chords.
Yes, please.
Anyway,
You find the dame dead on the ground.
With a note from her sister. It just keeps going
It keeps
higher
getting
and higher.
and higher.
till by the end of the day, it's just a mosquito ringtone.
Yeah, the tension can't get any higher than that.
Nope.
Okay,
Awesome.
so last time our intrepid band of adventurers, Storm Animus, had defeated the leader of the Church of the Endless Dance, Anara, and used that clout and managed to find their way to Yakan, the builder of the teleportation device that sent the great city of Taviran many, many years ago to the Feywild. You guys found him and released him from some sort of trap that was confining him, and tried to convince him of your cause. Both of the manipulation of the city, the dire need on the material plane, and the glory to be had. And deciding in a very decisive persuasion check by Ortok, Yakan decided that it was best for the city to return, and he would aid you in completing the teleportation device, entering the code to get it back to the material plane. You guys had 12 hours to kill and use the time to rest and then resurrect Aaron Wayland as he fell during the battle with Inara. But before he was resurrected, the Raven Queen had a short chat with him as she was attempting to help him move on to the next life, but was interrupted by Gabriel and his ritual. But before Aaron was able to leave, the Raven Queen reminded him that there were 2 areas in the world that she was still unable to see. And one was in the Black Swamps, and the other in Solaria. Letting him go, begrudgingly, that's a word, Aaron returned to life that morning, and you guys waited just a few more hours as the teleportation device finally gathered all of its energy and teleported the great city back to the Forgotten Forests in the south of Adriel. And as you guys go outside and see the material plane for the first time in about 4 or 5 days, you see the sun rising as if it's in the morning. The natural blue sky and clouds floating above you, and the telltale smell and sounds of your familiar plane as you're all sitting out in the city streets, marveling at this city's transportation. Romanimus, what would you like to do?
Oh, I missed the morning time. Did anyone else miss the morning time? I hate 3 p.m. I hate it.
I want scrambled eggs and bacon and coffee with a bit of tequila or something in it, but just coffee and right. Where's our breakfast? I miss our breakfast stout.
Yeah, I think maybe the first thing we should do. Well, perhaps we. Where's Yukon? Yukon.
Over here.
All right.
Can you understand? You can't understand each other.
Oh, that's
you
right.
two.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing such
Sorry,
a great job of
that
translating, Aaron. So, thank you.
Since Yukon can't hear me, I'm just gonna be like to the group.
When do you think we should break the news to the city?
Well, Yukon's probably the closest thing that they have to a leader now, right? Well, I guess besides us, because you wanted us to kind of do it, but
You wanted us to
or
do
one
this?
person
The
was
entire
missing
rest
though.
of the council.
One person was missing.
Ed.
We didn't see.
Oh, Sif.
Right.
Is God knows
But,
where. The satyr.
But she was like the most attached to the Feywild, so it might even kill her to be here.
well, save us some trouble.
Should we talk to Yukon? See what Yukon wants to do next?
Oi.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So we're in the city. Oh, we need to know. Just we're somewhere in the forest.
Mhm.
That's right. What's the closest, municipality we're here? Where are we in the tri-state area right now?
So, you're in the south.
I haven't pulled up the map in a long time.
The southernmost corner of the Forgotten Forests, where that black monolith was, and you see it's still here. It was just in the center of the city, right next to the central spire, and it looks like it's
Oh,
actually part of the design of this area. Now it's obvious to you that there was there was a void right there, and this spire occupies it now. So it seems to be anchored here in some way. Looking around, you do also see that some people started exiting their homes, looking up in a marveled state. You see some Eladrin, some elves, various fey creatures looking up. Some of them look sick. They're pale, sweating a little bit. And as you're noticing all this, a small gnomish man approaches all of you, looking, he's got a slight limp, walking up to all of you, and he says, "Oh, that was fun, wasn't it?"
Oi, just a bucket of laughs. Absolute barrelful. How are you?
I've been better, but
does everyone know you're does everyone know?
No, they don't know that I'm bigger on the inside than the outside. But
Aren't we all?
We can only hope. But
Roll for bigness.
But I think I'm needed around here. Looks like everyone is kind of ill. I'm if you don't mind, for the next at least short time, I'm going to spend going around healing some folks, and hope that's enough.
That would be the best thing you could do. We are going to break the news that they are in a different place now. Did you notice we happen to be in a different place? No.
It was very abrupt, yes. There was a dust cloud and everything. It was
very nice.
Oh, 9 yards for a regular old plane shift.
Well, it's not every day that you get to see the whole city do it.
It seems to be pretty regular for us.
Right.
But I
definitely.
Oh, go ahead.
We definitely, as you're making your rounds, of course, maybe if you could have everyone gather perhaps near these central spires, as it were.
That's fair.
It might be the best way to go about this.
Sure.
Perfect.
I'll be about my business, but I did want to let you know this is the first operation that I've been successful in a long time. And I wanted to let you know that if you have any other things in the near future you would like help with, whether personally or in other matters, just let me know. I think I'm going to settle here for a while, make sure things are okay, but in a time, I'd like to see where you call home. And
definitely, you are henceforth a guild member of Storm Animus. Pomp and circumstance abound. Thunderous applause, you get the idea. Right. Doesn't take much, you're in. That being said, we have a guild hall, and as you do make your travels around the place, you may always find a place to rest your head and fill your belly. We have pints and more pints, and pints on top of those. Indeed, a great chef too. Yeah. Anyways, indeed. That being said, are you familiar with where we are and all this? Or have you just kind of existed in the Feywild?
Feywild was my exile after my failure with some things. Perhaps we'll talk about it later.
Right. I think your luck has turned. And so, especially with being part of our guild, we are professionals. We only hire the highest level of experts in their field. You seem to be a literal golden shining example of an expert in their field. Now, with that being said, we did bring the city here for a reason. We didn't just feel like kidnapping a bunch of people and putting them somewhere else. A great prank, as though it may be, but a prank with purpose. We are
Prank with purpose.
a
Storm
prank with
Animals.
purpose. Storm Animals. Yeah, you're probably familiar then with the invasion of the Nine Hills, and we, just kind of decided it'd be fun to, put a cork in that hole, so to speak, kind of stop the dam it up.
If you would find it, if you could, perhaps bring that up every once in a while to the people around here and talk about how terrible it is and how it would be so valiant if they joined the fight against the Devil Scourge.
I'll certainly
Shameless
mention it. You mentioned a gathering in the town square.
Hi, please.
Yeah.
Ortok has just been itching
Is
for
your
public
con still
speaking.
here? I have trouble keeping track of him.
He is still here.
Mitch is
yes.
checking. Okay.
Sorry, I have to. One
He's right behind him. Yeah.
It's right behind.
He's right behind me. We should perhaps have Yukon address his people.
He's still there.
I just want Mitch to talk and then pretend to be an audience yelling back. And I just want to watch this for a while.
We could all play audience members.
Hey,
How fun
so-
would that be?
Right.
What do you think? No, that's dumb.
I think it's a great idea.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Yukon's still there.
Okay.
Yukon,
And I'm looking at Aaron to translate.
I believe your people need to hear from their leader. And who better to lead them than you?
It's been a long time, but
In Elvish.
but it looks like everyone else is either dead or missing. We'll have to form a new council at some point. I don't like the idea of a king, but I'll take up this task for now.
Indeed, you're the closest they have to a leader at this point, and they seem to respect you. So that's got to count for something in this matter. And if all else fails, we point at you and said, "You press the button." And,
Are there a fair amount of people that are like gathering now, or do we still have a little bit of time?
You have a little
yeah,
bit of time.
Aaron can fly about and help do that too.
Sure. So Salen and Aaron and people are flying around, kind of gathering the people. Over the course of the next half an hour, you manage to gather a significant crowd, a couple hundred. And while it's probably not everybody in the city, it is a large enough portion where your word will be heard amongst a majority.
Have you
Do you want
heard
them to-
the word?
Do you want to? Should we have them tell them about our plan to get help to rebuild the city here too, or I don't know if we need to tell them that now or let them absorb this first, or
Maybe let them talk.
I mean,
That'd be a deal to.
it's best not to leave them hopeless, though.
yeah, I guess because yeah,
Could at least
Yeah.
tell them that.
Hey, welcome to the real world where everything's falling apart.
So we just transported away from the land of the happy fairies and the wonderful forest to chaos. World written by demons and
All the floorboards creak. You're welcome.
that one of the 9 hells? I feel like that's like level 2 or something. Just like
It's all wooden floors and they all creak all the time.
yep.
Is that Dempsey?
Oh,
The wooden floor? Yeah, I was late to my math class every day. Couldn't sneak in.
and everyone knew it. Yes.
Yep. Fuck.
Fantastic.
Anyway,
Oh, I love it. Yes.
So we gather.
Is
We start
Elodie
gathering
there?
around, and Yukon eventually finds an area that is a little bit more elevated, and he stands up upon it and kind of waves his hands over everybody, and everyone does seem to recognize him as someone important, and they start to hush after a time. He says, "Fair people of Aviren, great change is upon us. I think you'll find that while life is going to be difficult and different, that the meaning you'll find within it is far greater than any bliss that was forced on us previously. We move here to vote for free will and to make a difference. And here, these people we have to thank for that." And he looks at the group of you, kind of like questioningly, like, "Do you want to say anything?"
Aaron will take it. He'll just saunter, saunter on forward. Should I be speaking in Elvish or Common?
He's spoken Elvish, but it appears that that's the only language he seems to know.
Okay, I could do that. I could speak in Sylvan. Does everybody know Sylvan here?
You got the sense that a lot of people were speaking to each other in Sylvan when you were milling about the city previously.
Yeah. In order to kind of ease the transition, I will speak to them in Sylvan.
Okay.
We are your overlords.
Right.
Obey.
Do not,
Do not resist.
do not anger the green one. Yes. Do not anger the green one.
You won't like it when he's
Also,
angry.
Also, the draconic one shoots lightning. Do not anger him. You may anger the robot. Alright. For he feels not. Right. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to. Is it called the material plane? I've been calling it that, but what's the actual term for this place?
It's Adriel. The land is called Adriel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back, I suppose, to Adriel, the original place of this fair city. We realize not many of you have chosen to come with us here, but it was decided by the leadership of this city and by greatest need that we brought you back. For it is your destiny to be here. Anything that stays away from its home for too long changes, and not always for the better. And we got the sense as visitors to your city that that was indeed the case. You must come help us. We come to you with the greatest humility and urgency to help us fight the scourge that your city fled from those many years ago. We will help you rebuild this city, build it to an even greater thing than it was. We will not be alone, and we will welcome you all with welcome arms, open arms. I welcome you with welcome. Right. Now then, if anyone takes issue You may, of course, return to the Feywild in any manner you see fit. You're all free peoples at this point. Neither the church nor this council may sway you in your decisions. But if you're here to help, we are forever grateful, and the glory and rewards shall be great. Songs will be sung. Pretty good bards here. And you're all welcome, of course, in our home, in Gigari, land of the dwarves. They make the best ale. And I'll leave it at that. Just kind of steps back into the line.
I want you to do a persuasion check for me.
Okay. Persuade. Okay. Oh, that's terrible. I mean, no, it's a 3, so 17.
What is wrong with you?
Beautiful. He stumbles, trips, throws up a little bit. Oh!
I mean, I have put all my eggs into exactly 2 baskets, and here we are.
Good for you.
So
Yes.
there's like murmurs in the audience.
What is wrong with I thought you were being an audience member for a second.
No.
One random person. What is wrong with you?
She's a witch. Burn her.
I just think there's one guy in the front that's just the barf guy on Kyoshi Island. He's like, just like all
Foaming mouth guy. Oh, second best NPC after Cabbage Merchant. Yes.
That's true.
No, on a more serious note, there's murmurs throughout the audience. They look at each other unsure, and one person walks through the audience and comes out towards the front. And
Slow clap.
One of us.
This male, kind of greenish looking Eladrin says, I will fight for you and for the glory of this city. And he turns around, and so should we all. And more people start nodding, and while there's definitely not like a unified, everyone thinks the same thing, there seems to be a more general acceptance of what's happened to them going through the crowd. It's not glorified cheering or anything. They still seem like slightly confused. Some of them still look kind of sick, and you do see Salen kind of going through. Sometimes he'll touch someone and they go from looking kind of pale to like they perk up, look a little, they stand a little straighter, and they seem to be helped in that way. And definitely after they are healed, some of them react with like a sense of relief. Others get like a little bit angry. You hear murmurs of people who are like, I've been manipulated, or like those feelings seemed forced on me, and things like that running through the crowd. Does anyone else want to say anything on stage?
Not over talk, just ride or die.
Orthoc very much has his mouth closed at this moment and chooses not to say anything because everything just sounds like to him
That's
anyways right now. So Orthoc's just like,
Okay, so since everyone, there's that silence and acceptance, Yukon gets back up to the podium or to this kind of raised area, and he just says, "Everyone, for now, please just return to your homes. We will come around and see what everyone wishes to do. And the choice will not be forced upon you. If you would plan to return to the Feywild, we can use the previous portal to get you there. And otherwise, we will, we'll just see where we end up. Please return to your homes, and we will talk about our plans moving forward. Please take care of each other, and have a good day." And he gets off the thing, and he's like, "I haven't spoken in front of people in a long time. I tend to be quiet at the meetings."
It's usually the smartest idea. I tend to talk the most.
I can see that.
Saying.
Well,
What did the elf up front say?
Okay, so everyone here is good with being an ambassador to this city in its current climate out in the world. I really do need your help in this matter.
Aye, we have talked it over, and we have very good political standing in Gagari, where King reigns currently. And sorry, I don't have my notes in front of me, but
I got it.
you know, King Gagari, the Gagari guy.
Oh man. Oh man.
No-bred bronze flayer.
Aye, that's what I said.
God.
They are, if I'm remembering correctly, Gagari is the closest to this place, right?
Yeah.
Of the major cities.
Of the
yeah.
big major cities, yes. Gagari is the
Okay.
closest. It's probably a week's journey by foot.
Perfect.
Maybe we could use.
Gagari.
We could get
Or did we?
there
I don't.
now.
Let's say. Use what?
We could be there whenever we want.
Oh yeah, you could teleport
Right.
us.
But
Okay.
right. So just talking to Yakan. Great. Yes, where the king reigns. We wish to speak with him as soon as possible. We can be there momentarily, really, magic being what it is, and start to rebuild and fortify and arm the city. It would seem you have many warriors that will be of heroic use to this plane.
You get your affairs in order. Figure out whether or not you want to come with us or you want to send somebody. And we can be off, like, really quickly.
Oh, the big green one says, do you need to send an emissary or come yourself to meet this king, your new political ally, we hope?
I'm afraid my health kind of forbids me from traveling much. I trust that you are
That's fair.
reputable emissaries for my burgeoning city.
Indeed. Do you have scribes in that there tower?
Indeed.
Right. It would behoove us then to just write up the honoraries and all of that, get the paperwork out of the way to be official ambassadors. Any bureaucracy we manage to run into could be easily managed with something of this nature. Happy to help you write these up.
Oh, very well. We'll get you someone, and they can help you put the proper seals on things, and then we will
Would be much obliged.
move forward with that. You mentioned armaments, and I will have you know that that is something that you do not have to worry about. Up until about 100 years ago, that was 400 years in the Feywild before we stopped making weapons, which means we have 400 years of mithril to give out.
Hi. All right. That will help the negotiations go much smoother. Political leaders tend to like rare and valuable and very strong weapons, so much appreciated. Do you have any samples that we could perhaps bring to?
Or a list
I don't know
of
what's
how much
going
you're
on.
willing to trade, or
Right. We need paperwork, man.
Depending on how many people are willing to fight here, I kind of doubt that there'll be enough soldiers to wield all of the items that we have created. So, best guess, I have maybe 200 suits of armor and a couple hundred weapons of various types that could be potentially used as a sign of good faith, but please don't give it all out at once or promise too much.
Of course not. No. It's more of a bargaining chip than a cachet, as you say. Right. So when I speak to this scribe, it would behoove them to have this inventory available to us for copying.
I'll see that it's done.
Right. From work, so like all this shit is like actually applicable in my mind right now.
Weapons, did he say? Yeah.
He said a couple hundred. He's really guessing at this point. There are,
Okay.
so we'll say 200 of each. 200 sets of armor, 200
200,
various
200.
weapons, whether it be short swords, long swords, axes, things like that.
20 various weapons.
Yeah, I don't even know if we'd have to really promise the king anything, because I mean, if you have an army that's
We might.
That's enough.
equipped and ready to fight, you're just going to add on to theirs. That might just be good enough.
He does speak up and say, one thing that I am concerned about is the walls. As you can see, they're basically gone.
Right. With your neighbors being the dwarves, they tend to be, how can I put it, really fucking good with stone.
Short.
So,
Oh.
but
Walls don't need to be that high.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that's where you were going.
All you need to do is, a shoulder soldier gets hit in the shin once, you can take him right out. Shin height, shin bumping is how we will win this war. Surprised that's never been used before.
There you go.
The Sherman shin bump. Yes.
All right, so are we taking
I assume we're
another
like-
somebody?
No, we are the somebody. As soon as we get the proper paperwork in.
Could we also?
Can we just take Allure?
I don't think he's a diplomat.
But he
Allure
looks
is
like
one of
an
the most.
elf.
Right.
I'm just saying, if we walk in with an elf, what's going to be more damning than walking in with the goddamn elf?
There are elves in the rest of the world.
But one of these, those shiny ones.
Holographic one. Extra rare.
It's a foil elf, yeah.
With a foil.
Okay, I can only send the non-foil allure.
Can't afford the foil one.
Oh god.
But it might be a good idea to have a permanent diplomat of Taviran in the city, because we tend to move a lot.
You guys
Live with
hear
us.
a voice, a familiar high-pitched voice that says, "You guys did it!" And
Oh, shit.
Elodie walks up. She's just super excited. She's looking around. It's so much fun to be here, and she's like looking up at like all the like the blue sky and the clouds. She's clapping her hands together. Yeah. I was wondering. So you guys seem like good people to be around. So I was wondering if maybe she's like twiddling her thumbs. Like maybe I could maybe hole up with you guys. Yeah.
What did you steal and from who?
Nothing, I swear.
I don't know. Is she being convincing?
Insight check.
She stole my dice.
I can't even roll.
Insight. Let's see. Insight is 11 plus 24.
24.
Yeah.
She didn't. You get the sense she didn't steal anything. She's just seems like she feels safe around you guys.
It's a terrible mistake.
Storm Animus Huddle.
And I like have everybody go off the corner so we can discuss.
All right, should we bring her, or should we get somebody who's not her?
I mean, if she just wants to stay at the Alamo, she can be a guild member. She can obviously take care of herself.
Oh, yeah, I bet Yonala could use assistance. I don't think she's going to start fighting anybody.
She also has a son.
I don't think she's going to help Yondala as much as harm what Yondala is doing.
It is entirely possible.
She also has a son.
Oh yeah. We could bring the son, I guess.
And that would be the limits of my.
As a hostage to keep her in line. Perfect.
That is. Oh dear.
It's called politics, Gabriel.
All right, so we bring Yonala and her child back with us.
Right. Yondala turns. Or wait, not Yondala.
Elodie.
Elodie.
Yes, Aaron.
Right. And when you say hold up with us, do you mean live at the Alamo where we were before?
That's what hole up means in this plane, right?
I think so. I come from a pretty highbrow place where we don't use that much, but yeah, as far as I know, I've heard it said in the bars. Right. So it is permissible. Is your son coming?
Is that okay?
Or is he chosen? Is he chosen to fight? What does he want?
He's probably too young to fight.
He's bitty.
Oh, I don't know. I was.
Just started walking yesterday, Aaron. Please.
Oh, yeah, and that's one day later than I had to start fighting.
Well, fine. You put it that way.
Orthoc backs off. He's like, fuck.
Gotcha. Right. No, taking a child in the Alamo. Is that any place for a child?
I couldn't think of a better place for a child than
He could
a
be
place that is
Yondala's-
both a stronghold and a bar.
Of heads and poisonous traps, and yes, she digging on you right now.
She does this. Sorry.
Oh, to the chair. Okay, I thought that was to you. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, my
This
friend
is
tries
her,
to eat me, so
her space on the back of a chair with that has like no space on it.
therefore it is her space.
Therefore, if she fits.
No,
She sits.
cats and physics just don't. They don't. It's two ships passing in the night. They just don't. Right. So I suppose he could be Yondala's errand boy, earn their keep. She could try to stay out of the way. I don't think she could like Home Alone defend the place.
What?
I think it's a great idea. What could possibly go wrong?
All right, deal.
Great.
Indeed. Now,
I'll
when you
see
stay
there.
there,
And she's
I-
gone.
but okay.
See,
Oh dear.
I did. You know what? Never mind. I don't even want to know.
Right. I don't know. Reminds me to double the amount of traps around my bedroom door.
You come back and it's just like that's her new room. I needed to pick a room, so I picked your room.
Yep. I still think we should bring back a representative from the city that's also not us for continuing negotiations after we do our part. And as far as Gagari goes, because we obviously move pretty quickly.
Indeed. Gabriel, are you able to, make one of those teleportation things to come here at a moment's notice?
That's not my specialty, and I would have to have for the spell that we'd be using to get back there, I have to designate a certain area to use that for.
What I was kind of thinking is if we get to Gagari with somebody, he could teleport us there, but then we could have Lannery bring a ton of people back over.
Works.
Also,
Maybe.
DM, have I heard of teleportation circles and such? I think I have a bit because of the plane shift. I can teleport to another plane of existence to that sigil. But
yeah. So yeah, you've heard of like specific teleportation circles. In this, like you haven't actually gone to one.
No.
You're just magically aware that that's possible.
Mm-hmm. So it's possible to make such magics work and be permanent, but I'd imagine it's time consuming and expensive. That's a higher tier magic as far as I understand it.
Yukon's around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, can you ask Yukon?
Higher tier magic, you say? Yeah.
Yukon, do you know anybody in the city who would be a good representative for the city in Gagari? As a more permanent ambassador while we do traveling.
He's kind of rubbing his chin. Well,
someone you trust.
Council is gone.
Did we ever find Sif?
Ooh, thanks, Bello.
I have not.
I've got your Sif right here.
I got you, ambassador. You guys.
Ambassador. That didn't work. Trying to put ass in it. It's okay. The end.
Ambass.
It's strange. The leaders in the city were either government or religious, and I don't trust the religious ones anymore. But maybe you should find someone from the small rebellion that I had heard about.
Perhaps. Who, do you have individuals that you trust? For instance, your young ward, that would help you about. He stayed at all the council meetings, heard the goings of the city from the leaders itself.
Didn't he die?
And seems to respect. Did he die?
I thought he died.
Did he die?
He didn't die.
No.
He's the one that got destroyed.
Oh,
well,
that was Aiden Nightvine.
That's the one
guy that was
exploded.
That exploded, yes.
Oh yeah, right. That's right.
Let's bring that up.
My ward, Zordan, he was studying to be part of the bureaucracy. So perhaps he would be worth taking along with you. He is getting close
How's
to
his
the
common?
age. His probably better than mine.
Lovely.
You get the sense that Yakan, he was so intently focused on his work that he cared for little else. So his language is very limited, but
Okay.
he's a genius in the artificing and magical arts. But yeah, so
The mad sciencey stuff.
yeah.
Lots of cackling done in his time.
It
right.
works.
Do you have him? Right.
Lots of hand rubbing.
It's alive. Yes.
Yes.
Is he nearby? Can you? He should make the decision himself.
I will run it by him. I'm not quite sure where he is. I was just restrained what a day ago, so I'm not sure where everything is. What is going on?
Indeed.
Sweet
You
egg.
have, of course, had a day. You've been sprightlier than I've ever seen you. Can I get you a drink of some kind?
Yes, anything. He sits
Okay,
down.
well, I have all the water in the entire universe right here. If you need water,
Literally all of it.
right?
I feel like you heard a lot of water.
Yeah.
Every drop of water in the universe.
Right.
All right. So this seems to be winding in certain directions. So what I want to do is potentially speed this up a little, and try and iron some things out without plotting through a ton of roleplay. So before we kind of move on from this local scene, does anyone have anything else they want to do in this immediate moment?
I wanted to go pick up the cleric's robes from the fairy lady that I ordered. It's in the city.
In this city?
Yeah, our first time we got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did just kind of hang out for a while.
This is true. Oh god.
We did a sightseeing montage.
These are buried notes.
From months ago.
Right.
Oh, we've been at this for a while.
It's true.
We also we haven't contacted anyone new, so we have no idea how much time has passed.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
We rolled relatively low, so hopefully that's good.
Yeah, hopefully it was
Right.
like, you've been gone for 2 months. Oh, it's
Okay.
not that bad.
So, Gabriel, the item you got requested is you go by the shop. There's nobody there, but on one of the display walls, you see your requested item hanging. But nobody's around.
Yoink.
I go. If I remember it, I paid half, and we agreed on Actually, wrote down 4 gold total.
Okay, so
I'll leave the other 2 gold in the counter and
okay,
take it.
so you get these well-crafted cleric's robes, and
Oh yeah, you've
modified-
been naked the past 24 hours.
so
I've been wearing my armor, but
Your robe burned up by the phoenix. Yeah.
yeah, my initial garb has been incinerated. So,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you
Naked
have those
robot.
robes,
You can move, bud.
and they're modified in the way
Robot.
that you requested. Anything else?
Ortok would like to, at some point before we leave, get a pair of sending stones and leave one with Yakan, and we take the other one, so that we have a means of communicating.
You
Oh god, he's gonna be like an old person using the phone.
You spend the time searching the city for any sort of magical item shop, and unfortunately, you're unable to locate a pair of sending stones within the city.
Balls. Okay. Well, I tried.
Did we just? I already forgot. Did we talk to Yakan about getting like magical transport?
To
Just
What
like
does he know about magical transport?
okay, so you can talk about that
Literally
real
wrote
quick.
the book.
So if you do want to install a sigil, he actually gives you the he quickly writes down on a piece of paper, this is what our sigil looks like, and he gives it to you. He says we already have one.
It goes to the tower, I assume.
It goes to the tower, yes.
Ooh.
Excellent. The problem is we'll just need someone to send us there.
Now, keep in mind, we had to make a very powerful one for this city to be able to go back and forth and operate correctly. Any sigils within the area, unfortunately, are going to be drawn here for a short time until I can get the thing undone from its previous strength. So we're gonna have some visitors, and he kind of like nervously whittles his fingers.
So what just happened to you a couple of weeks ago is gonna happen to like a lot of people.
I mean, like the airport when the control tower said send everyone to Beijing.
Oh no.
Oh god.
But yes, it'll work. Just don't try and go anyplace else right now.
You're gonna need like Tavern greeters. Hi, welcome to Tavern. You're new here.
Shiny elf.
Yeah. You know, if they set up a gift shop as soon as they enter, they could make a lot of coin very fast.
A gift shop. Little stuffed Goloses.
Yeah.
And sips.
Missing one horn. Yes.
With missing a horn. We never had to use that too, so I'm gonna put it up in the Alamo. It's gonna be sick.
You are gonna cut off the other end and use it as a sham.
I could. Ooh.
So Gabriel,
Just
you
saying.
have the sigil, kind of like Stargate dial,
Yes.
kind of things. And so you know that and how it would connect to a teleportation spell of the correct power level. Anything else people would like to do within the city?
I think that's it.
Drink.
Drink.
And talk to the, I have to talk to the scribe, and I want Aaron's doing paperwork. He's gone full politics at this point.
Okay, so Aaron, within the next few hours, Yakan supplies you with a couple things. A relatively accurate inventory of all the weapons and armor they currently have in storage.
Cool.
And
I should write this down.
he supplies you with a scribed letter written by himself. Or at least he had it transcribed from him speaking by one of the scribes, of which I will come up with at some point and be able to give to you.
Right. So it's a letter of ambassadorship.
Yeah, it's like he greets the Dwarven King and kind of ingratiates him for like a couple sentences, how much they've heard about him from Storm Animus specifically, and then goes on to explain the great need that he has, in addition to the things that they potentially have to gain from a partnership, and speaks highly of you and Storm Animus specifically for their bravery in getting them out of the sticky situation that they were in, and making sure that it is
Yeah.
known that Storm Animus has the trust of Yakan and the leadership at Taviran. And that any further negotiations are you are given the power to modify things and come up with a amicable agreement that he trusts will happen. So you get that, and it is sealed. He's like, I don't have any other seal, so for now, this is what it's going to be. And it is that, like, rose-ringed pair of satyrs that are locked in arm, dancing in the middle. We will have to come up with something else. We want to distance ourselves from this symbol, but we'll do that at some point.
Are there any things that you simply will not be willing to barter with?
The teleportation device is off limits.
Thought as much.
Right.
The
Seeing as that's
final-
extremely powerful, we will most likely never speak of those ever again.
Yes, I think it would be a little secret.
The primal,
Except it's giant and in the middle of the city.
the primal elements will be hard to keep where they are. They'll actually end up trying to return to where we got them from. We either simply vanish or try and work their way in a direction to their source. Unless I have the resources to keep them in their current location, they will eventually dissipate from where they are at the altar.
Perhaps that is for the best. No. Hello.
So who knows how long that will take, but for now, those things are off the table as well. We gathered them for something we thought was for good purpose, great reason, but as I suspect some of you have discovered, they are dangerous and should be kept out of the wrong hands.
Wait. Yeah.
Beyond that, I am willing to barter a lot. Our time, our resources, our people, if they are willing.
All right.
This is good. This is good. All of this is like documented and noted and all that, I'm sure.
Warthog is bored of paperwork. When can we go
Right.
back to
Did we?
Gugari?
So what's the answer? What's the answer from his ward?
Oh,
Yes, I spoke to him. Zordon, he shows up, and you see he's a probably just turning 20, a summer Eladrin, kind of golden features, longer hair, pronounced long elven ears. He's well versed. He seems like an intelligent young fellow, and while not particularly outspoken, seems like somebody that could function in the way that you want. He has helped Yakan write a bunch of the documents that you've been given, so his handiwork is within them already, and you get the sense that he's someone that's an intelligent person that is probably going to be good in this situation.
He is the candidate. Aye. What do you say, young man? He's probably 3 times as old as I am.
Yeah, he looks 20, but he's probably like 150.
Shit. So you
It is
think
your
this
decision.
guy is good enough to be the ambassador to Gugari?
To everywhere, really.
I think I'm set for the job. I've been reading up on Dwarven culture already. I hope that well, it's going to be.
Oh,
an adventure.
have you?
I say in Dwarvish.
He stumbles out a Dwarvish. Yes, I have. But it's like kind of
Your toaster is green.
the accent's terrible, and yeah, definitely a work in progress.
We'll work on it on the trip to Gagari.
That's gonna be a very fast trip.
I know.
That's another problem. I won't be able to bring either Elodie or her child with us. It'll be one or the other.
Elodie poofed out of existence, and I'm assuming she's responsible for her kid. So
She'll get herself.
I
She'll
have
be
a
fine.
feeling. I have a feeling we'll see her there. Yeah.
All right.
Probably
We met her
rifling
traveling
through
through the
Aaron's
most-
shit.
Aye, yes. Indeed.
Okay. So, do you guys have anything else you'd like to finish within
I'd like to
Taviran?
steal the Declaration of Taveran.
we
No, I
already
think-
kind of have.
Right? Yeah, that's true. We have to write it.
True. Let's go.
All right.
Indeed. You know what? Can Aaron just quick draw up? I mentioned wanting a new sigil. Perhaps we could just take the Storm Animus one, add elements of the Wayland estate, perhaps, and just a couple of ravens on the side for Milady. Right. How about this? And I'll slide it across the table. Just a suggestion.
We'll take it into account.
Indeed. I have no idea if Aaron is any sort of artistic. I've never had to do that, so it might be a Saka drawing that I just slid over. I don't know.
Though your initial design was hard to decipher.
Why did you draw me firebending? Yeah.
Made it more exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We shall.
So, with people dispersing and murmurs of people talking about either excitement, confusion, and some people actually going to work and cleaning things up already. I'm going to say, with all the things that you've done, it's probably close to mid-afternoon at this point. And you've gathered in close to the main spire in the middle of Taviran. Storm Animus, are you guys teleporting back to the Alamo?
Let's fucking
I
do
hold
it.
out my hands.
Huh?
I hold out my hands.
Okay.
Come on.
Ortok also holds out his hands.
Zordon will grab
Doesn't know what
onto
he's doing.
one of them.
Mm.
And with a crackling magical pop, you guys vanish from existence for a
Wait,
few
I forgot the wine
seconds.
at Elodie's house. I forgot the wine at Elodie's house. Oh.
And
It was her plan all along.
a few seconds later, you all suddenly appear in Gabriel's shrine in the basement of the Alamo. Appear to its decorated space and golden inlays and beautiful stained glass. And all is quiet.
Great. Aaron wishes to run upstairs and just yell, Yondla! Yondla!
Oh.
Oh, back already, I see.
Aye, indeed. Well, back already.
Aaron's right behind, or
Good.
Ortok's right behind Aaron.
What day is it?
It's today. Only
Not what today, fool. What year is it yonder?
Because I don't have my official calendar in front of me.
Got him.
That's okay. I mean, is it how? What?
The
just you
joke
can
is
tell
that
us.
I don't know what year it was to begin with.
I could have.
That's the joke.
You get the sense that the time that you spent in the Feywild was exactly the amount of time that happened in the overworld. So you guys spent approximately 4 days in
I think so.
the Feywild. So 4 days have passed.
Right.
Yondola, is there a weird, shiny lady named Elodie somewhere in this house?
Yes, she's turned one of the basement rooms into a giant arboretum or something. I couldn't stop her.
One of the basement rooms. Is it my
She
room?
is
runs-
now your squire.
Oh, great. I could use some help around here.
Absolutely.
Right. She has a son. He'll make a perfect errand boy.
Great.
How did
Uh,
she hear?
Can
Elodie
I,
speaks
sh-
common,
should
right?
I,
Yeah.
Should I start anything for you fellows? Or are we...
Oh, yes. What time is it? Is it still morning? Or wait, what time is it?
It's mid-afternoon. With all the
Right.
stuff that you guys did.
I need...
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. I need scrambled eggs, lots of bacon, maybe some hash, perhaps hash brown, and several back hair stouts. I need breakfast food, and I need it now.
Yeah, get that for everybody. Everybody would be great.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she shuffles off and begins making a lot of food.
Lovely.
All right. So let's see. Let's take a head count. We got Aaron. We got Atreus. We got Gabriel. We got our friend Zozo. What was your name?
Zordan?
Zordan.
Wait, what? Was that how you pronounced it, or was it a little different? Zardan?
Zordan.
I'm thinking of the Power Rangers guy, Zordan.
Oh,
The tube.
Nice.
I guess I'm having the shorter O at the end, so Zordon.
Zordan. Okay.
Sorden.
All right. I say
Right,
we
we'll
rest up for
talk.
the night. Oh wait. It's the morning. It's
Dude.
definitely the morning, right?
Afternoon.
It's about right. It is our favorite time, mid-afternoon.
It's 3 o'clock. God damn. No.
You guys want to go to the castle today, or you want to go tomorrow?
The king was there this whole time. He'll be there tomorrow.
Okay. Let's spend the rest of the night steeping our friend here in dwarven and, I guess, material plane culture, and bringing him
Indeed.
up to speed on our war with the devils and Asmodeus and Glazier and, the like.
Exactly. We will, Ortok, I task you with training him the way I was trained in Sylvan. From now on, you only speak to the boy in Dwarvish.
Okay. I guess I could do that.
Was that in Dwarvish?
No, that was just in common.
It was to me, so that's fine.
Should
Right.
just learn how to speak.
And he's
Dwarvish.
just... Let me just do that real quick. No, humans do learn a lot of languages. I
Yeah.
know 3.5 of them. Thieves' Cant really isn't like a full language. It's
Mostly written, yeah.
right.
This is true. So, rest of the day, just talk to Zordon. Talk to the king.
Introduce him to Gary. He will love Gary. Go
Gary.
introduce him to Gary.
Actually, I would like to introduce Elodie to Gary because I feel like they would be best friends.
She might outfit him with like some sort of power mushroom. She might turn Gary into the most powerful being this plane has ever known. I like it.
Attempt to introduce Elodie and Gary. I need to find her first. I'm assuming she's
Okay.
just in her basement room.
You go downstairs, and Elodie has transformed one of the rooms into like a small grove-like arboretum where there's plants growing out of like every crack, and there's like grass on the ground. And she's like, "Oh, you're finally here. isn't this great? And she like looks around and like a butterfly like flies by your face.
It's fantastic. Have you met my best friend, Gary, by chance?
No. Who's
You need to
Gary?
meet him. He's upstairs. Let me show you. And I'm gonna show her to Gary in the courtyard.
Gary, it's such an exotic name.
I guess.
I was thinking it would be something exotic like Sheldon or Tim.
My name is Tim.
All right, so she follows you. And you're taking her up to the courtyard.
Yeah, where Gary. Gary normally is, I guess.
Yeah. So you get to the courtyard. Gary lumbers over in his big, like 12-foot tall self,
Oh, Gary, my boy, you've gotten bigger.
and he puts his big arms out and like bear hugs you. And yeah, he stands up and one of his arms like forms into a big log like fist, and he gives you a thumbs up.
Gary, this is our friend. She's new. She's gonna live here. Her name is Elodie. Elodie, this is Gary.
Elodie's jumping up and down on her tiptoes, like with her hands clapping together. She's like, "Ooh, a living tree!" And she like runs up to him and like hugs his leg, and then his leg like sprouts like a bunch of like daisies out of it. Just like
That's new.
we're gonna have so much fun.
So don't, Gary. Don't be so excited. My God, you're embarrassing yourself. All right. So, Elodie, watch after Gary. Gary, watch after Elodie. Elodie, do everything Yondala tells you to do. There we go.
Oh, she's a nice lady.
She's amazing and a fantastic cook.
Just wait until she has fresh herbs every day.
Oh my God, you are such an asset already. I'm stoked. You have a wonderful. Enjoy yourself. Have fun in the courtyard. Do whatever. I need to go back to the guys.
Okay.
And I'm gonna leave.
All right. You head out. What's everyone else doing?
I was going to go to the enchanter,
Okay.
the place for magic stuff, and
Yeah.
I was going to buy materials to enchant my fancy new cleric's robes, so I could cast bless out of it.
Sure.
Can I go with? Because I assume it's that. Well, did I go to the enchanter or did I go to the church?
I need to grab one thing.
Where's my sword?
Your sword's at the church.
Oh,
Sounds so weird to say, but
oh, I hate going to church. I want to go to the enchanter. I hate going to church.
So, you mean for your weapon?
Yes, please.
Yes.
It might not be ready yet. I don't know what the timeline is
yeah,
at
like
this
another
point.
2 weeks
So
or
you went to
something.
the Temple of Moradin and spoke to Gerelda.
Uh-huh.
And as you're moving in like through the city and doing the various things you guys want to do, you speak to her and find out that that it's been about a month since you requested it, and it was slated as about a couple months for the enchanting process.
Okay.
So she's like, yeah,
I just wanted to
we're
check
about
on-
halfway
check on that.
done, and the effect looks promising.
Lovely. There's big plans for that sword.
The kill god effect.
It's promising.
Gabriel, you get the sense for being able to cast Bless, which is
It's a first level
a
spell.
divine spell. You probably want to get components from the church because it
okay.
is it's more of a channeling divine energy into it instead of something arcane. So I'm gonna say that's a relatively easy thing to do.
I wanted to try and cast it at second level so I can hit 4 targets.
Okay. I'm gonna say casting a first level spell that you'd probably have to get 500 gold of materials.
200 short. Okay.
And you'd probably have to spend about 2 weeks of downtime to really get that enchantment to stick.
Okay. All right. I go to Aaron. Well, kind of like we'll kind of talk to the whole church dealio the whole time. We're like, Aaron, I have. Yeah, I do actually have. You said 500 east?
500 gold, yes.
Yep. Okay.
Oh.
200 to make that happen because I have 300 left over from all the shenanigans.
You did a job, friend. And I hand him the 200 gold.
My job so far has been keeping you alive. And then I
I hand him 250 gold.
Then as we walk past when we get back to the Alamo, as we walk past the rest of the group, and I say him and him, and I put Atreus and Mortok, and then
Fair. You're sort of rubbing it in. We saved you from the bottom of a well. Don't you forget that.
I was at the bottom. I'm trying to forget that, and I.
I don't know about you, but I just had my recently killed sister thrown in my face trying to kill me resurrected by a demon. I'm sorry if I fell down a well.
Anywho.
God. Where's Elodie's son, whose name I obviously recall, but I'm testing you as your DMness right now.
I just call him son
The DM
Son.
or
has to look
boy.
this up.
You're there, fatty lad.
Just noticed we were all shit in the bed on our saving throws. I'm like, oh, bless.
True.
His name is Perilla.
Cool. Perilla the killer. How old is he? Or how old does he seem?
He looks about 10.
Okay.
But he's really 45.
Yeah, so he's kind of running around in the basement, but he tends to keep towards Elodie's room that's decked out in all of the foliage she's somehow rapidly produced.
Sure. I forget, how long does it take to get us to like the market area?
Around
The arts
here?
and crafts church.
Oh, maybe like 10 minutes.
Okay. Because were we just there? We were just there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I might go back, but maybe not. It's fine. Or can I retcon and say I bought something?
Sure, that's fine.
Just like a little toy sword.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Classic Skyrim wooden sword, please.
Sure. You have a toy sword. I'll say that was a silver.
Silver fucking highway robbery. I look like I'm made of money. Don't answer that now. Right. I go, you there? Come here, boy.
Oh, hello. Mom said we're gonna be here a while. So thank
Indeed,
you.
it seems. You're very welcome. Now, we don't offer charity here, young man, and so what we need from you is to defend your mother and this place as much as you can. Learn from the people you see here. The good stuff. Maybe ignore about half of what they do. 75%. Ignore about 80% of what they do. But
He looks a little confused for a second, but stands up straight.
your job is to earn your keep by doing whatever Yondala says in the kitchen, aye? If that means going out to get extra flour or whatever it is, you do what she says, no questions asked. And, of course, did you see our training yard? I'll take him out.
Oh, okay. And he's like,
I mean,
"Whoa."
did he see where our training stuff is?
No.
Okay. I want to hide the sword from him, just do that for now.
Yeah.
Up the sleeve type stuff.
Easy
Behind the
enough.
cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose I'm just covered in weapons. What's one more? Right. Now, this is where our young warriors train in order to defend their homes and find treasures out in the world, in the dangerous places, where treasure, of course, is. Now, you're a bit young to go treasure hunting and to slay dragons as we do. But it all starts with the practice dummy. It all starts with wanting to defend your mother. It's what we all want to do. And it all starts with the swing of this sword. And I'll give him a wooden sword.
He looks at it, he's got like awe in his eyes. Gives it a couple like kind of weak looking swings. And he's like, I can do that.
Wonderful. And for the next, maybe hour or half hour, as long as his attention span is, Aaron will show him some rudimentary swordplay.
Sure. And it goes,
Again!
it goes well enough. You get the sense that, he just gained the use of his legs just a couple of days ago, so like he stumbles a lot. But that's it's progress.
Yeah.
It's better to start using your legs for fighting instead of walking.
Right.
All right.
Probably therapy, I'm not gonna lie.
It is. As one who studied martial arts through his teenage years, yeah, my legs are great.
All right. What's everyone else doing? What's the next move for Storm Animus?
Sleep.
Right. I mean, was Atreus doing anything that whole time?
I don't think I really need anything to do.
Okay.
Moves a chess piece and gets up, sits back down.
Well, I guess
Moves the other
did.
chess.
Did Lindwall get any potions made? It's only been 4 days. So
That's right. No, she appears to still be getting some learning in.
Okay, that's good.
But yes, she's working on it, and seems to be getting some decent progress there. Last thing, so you guys are settling down to go to bed. Ortok, your mind gets filled with a voice that you know, and you instantly know that it's coming through the sending stone. And you hear a voice that says, "Oh yeah, Gancho, we got some info for you. Solaria's
He's the only one.
Huh?
He's the only one that hears that, right?
Yes, he's the only one.
I'll
that
tell
just
you
to
what
him?
it is, though,
Okay.
immediately after I hear it. So
He
just
says,
pretend. Yeah.
Solaria's
I just see you like,
building
"Oh."
a shitload of ships, making a bunch of new air, and it cuts out.
Because you only get 25 words.
Oh, did we not tell him how it works?
No.
Okay.
No,
But
like he's at a restaurant.
made a
No,
plan,
no,
just
hold the
run out."
gravy. Yeah.
I'm gonna respond back.
Good work.
That's it. Thumbs up. I don't know.
All right.
Perfect.
So it sounds like they're making airships, is what he's basically said.
Yep.
Right. So we're eating our brunch, Brenner.
We're talking about it over dinner because
Indeed.
it's now dinner time, pretty much.
They're
Yep.
making more.
Gabriel, does that ring any bells? They're making airships. Like more airships. Does that mean anything to you?
Maybe they're making more like the Dauntless.
The what?
Gabriel, we haven't quite had this conversation, but it's time. I think you need to tell us everything you know about Solaria. Any tiny detail, no matter how insignificant, may help us.
'Cause
And
after
we don't
we're
need to
done-
do this.
After we're done in the morning tomorrow, we're heading to Solaria, right? Yes, because you got your thing.
Well,
I don't know. What is that?
I think Ortok's thinking about the armor, but
Oh, okay. Because you got a robe. I didn't know it was a robe or armor. No, that's good.
We could be sending to Solaria tomorrow. I don't know.
On that note, I did have a memory recall dream, if you want to call it that, recently.
Indeed.
I was fighting at the gates of Morgard with a small battalion.
You've never been to Morgar, to my knowledge.
What else could it be? Giant, tall, black walls, devils flying everywhere.
Oh, that's Morgar. Don't get me wrong. Wait, does Aaron know about this place? Does Aaron know what he's talking about right now?
Yeah. I mean,
We were around it.
you've been in the plains around Morgard and have seen it as like a black
Mhm.
speck on the horizon, with piercing towers. So you
Okay.
know what it's
Also-
about.
Okay. Also, I guess general question as we get more into this stuff of like fighting the hills and all that. How is our education? Because this is a war been going on for a while, right? Like, how is our general education around that? I suppose all three of us individually would have all four. I guess would have different, educations based
Perspectives.
around it. But yeah,
So at least all of you know that the war's been going on for longer than you've been alive. I'd say Aaron and Atreus know that it's been going on for nearly 500 years. And generally have found the war to stagnate in long periods of trench warfare where the neither side is able to get very far, whether through the use of towers, like Morgard uses towers as a source of their little small outposts that keep the advancement of armies pretty difficult to attain, or the use of superior defenses like the Bolton Stronghold. And very little land has been gained in the direction of the Devils. The Devils have been able to take over basically the entirety of the Central Plains. They secure that area with these various watchtowers, the one of which you guys had infiltrated. And the most recent city to fall is the south seaside city of Erelon, which fell in a siege that happened 10 years ago. All other towns that were within the Central Plains have since been obliterated. The devils seem not particularly interested in maintaining any sort of current structures or status quo. They're all too happy to just mow things totally down, except for when it comes to large cities with walls. Smaller cities, they just roll them and not care. That's probably the extent of your knowledge. You know that Morgard, there's slightly increased pressure to advance on them because Morgard is currently constructing a second wall around itself, looking for some sort of expansion. So they're probably about halfway done with that wall.
Cool. Neat. Now tell us everything Gabriel knows about Solaria.
I mean, from what I can tell, you know about as much as I do. I don't know how much I used to know, but obviously
Right.
there's the ruling council of mages.
That you used to know. Were you now? Did we talk about this? Were you somebody before you were Gabriel? Who was the man we saw in the tavern that didn't exist?
Somebody.
I don't know.
Right.
I take off the neck plate and helmet and I go, but that is still there. And I point at the abyssal number.
Oh dear. Atreus, you were dancing at the moment. Did you speak abysmal?
Abysmal.
Abysmal? Do you speak abysmally?
No, that's Oratak, right? Who started learning?
It was.
No, he
Yeah,
speaks
Ortak
in
started
the-
learning
remember
Abyssal.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I don't. No.
We figured out it was the number 1, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
And on top of it all, though, in that my latest memory flash, there was, at least I think, hope it's a memory. It'd be nice to know something's real. But the Dauntless was giving us air support, but we were small in number on the ground, and we were wielding these arcane contraptions that were powered via a backpack and magnified through a crystal into some form of lightning device, and it was capable of annihilating pretty much anything we came across until everyone got ripped to shreds by a rather large dragon.
They have dragons.
I only saw the one, but the last thing I remember from that was shooting at the dragon, it bouncing off its hide and blowing a hole in the side of Morgard's wall, and then throwing the backpack into his mouth, and there was a giant flash of light.
They have impenetrable dragons. Oh, all right. I really hope she wasn't just bullshitting me when she said that enchantment was promising. All right.
But
So-
other than the airships, they might be making more of those devices, whatever they are.
Indeed. I personally want one quite badly, but
They have a habit of
We'll cross that
exploding
bridge when we
when
come to it.
see.
I mean, so do I.
So there's a couple things that I'll also add on top of Gabriel's knowledge of Solaria.
Mhm.
That there are there's 4 districts in Solaria. This is kind of like common knowledge. The northern
I mean, we
district.
must have learned this when we went there. So
Yeah, there's a glacial district, the southern district, the gilded market, and the military district.
Gilded Market's where the invention fair happens, right?
Yes, the Inventors Fair happens there every year.
Is that coming up again?
nerds.
No, it is several. It would be like
That would
6
be a
months
long ways
away.
off.
It'd be a long ways off. So you know of the 3 mages that that guide Solaria. First is Archmage Cineas, they call him the Lord of the Tower. He's a very old man who he's definitely he seems obsessive over the control of the city. Very rigid man who doesn't seem to want to change with the times. That's kind of just the general aura that he gives and what people say about him. Then there is Archmage Grydell. He is the Lord of the Law. He is a very strict man that he rules with an, I guess you could say it's an iron fist, but it's more, it's less about physical force and more about knowing things. And he has lots of knowledge about what goes on in his city. And generally,
I like him.
Not much goes beyond his notice within this city, and he prides himself in that. And the last one you have already met, Archmage Olun, with the position Lady Ambassador. She is a traveler and tries to secure resources and allies throughout the realm. And she tends to be the opposite of these two men, where she seems to be someone that tries to understand people and try and ride on the edge of the rules, typically.
He was driven from Solaria, right?
She was driven
According to what we know.
from the Bolton Stronghold
Ah,
back to
Sorry.
Solaria. She had been
Taking
there in
scrupulous notes.
she had been there in an attempt to form ties with the Bolton Stronghold, and which you guys have kind of set up. She had told
This
you
is
that.
our fault.
So
Basically.
you started it. No.
Don't make me come finish it.
But for whatever reason, the promising start that you guys set them off on seemingly dissolved as the rumors going around is she was expelled from their borders as soon as they closed them. Gabriel, you know that the main guard in town are the Stone Inquisitors, which those golems that Aaron had a run-in with, and are generally misunderstood things. You don't know who controls them or how they work. They just maintain order within the city and at least to the public, seem to do a particularly good job at it. And you guys know the Skyship docks, as you have been there, and you ran into Master Regulus, who kind of maintains the ins and outs of the docks there. Other than that, I would say that's about all Gabriel knows about Solaria on top of what he has already said.
Well, lovely. More information, the better. Especially against those masters of Solaria. But that being said, it's only been 4 days since we originally left, which means your armor is not done. Your disguise is not complete. Is that correct?
You would be correct.
Indeed. So we need to take more time. So we'll go see the king tomorrow.
Set that.
And
Ooh, that's a new word.
Love it. The goal is for there not to be any red squiggles under the square lines in your head. Add to dictionary. Right. And we do need to take care of this, and he'll put the orb, the soul vine orb thing on the table,
Can I?
right next to the gravy.
Can I spend some time with that? I have an idea.
Certainly, I have been holding on to it this whole time. I'm surprised I have not destroyed it, to be honest. It's quite durable.
I go, then you might want, if you've been carrying it so long, you might want to sit in on this.
Sure. Why not? I've got nothing better to do.
All right, that'd be it.
Where are we going?
That'd be a tomorrow thing.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have that spare propelled doll.
Amateur.
Amateur. I have 18 terrible spells and like 300 spells I could prepare.
Oh, you don't have the one I need. Clearly, you don't know me at all.
300 spells. You don't have the one.
All right.
It's like the terrible significant other. You should just know why I'm mad.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no. No.
No.
Anywho, so we sleep. Yes.
Yes.
Jolly good.
Right.
Yep.
So, you all head to bed for the evening. Various things on your mind. You go to bed, and for the first time in a while, have a area where you can sleep without too much fear. And you get a good rest in.
Knowing Elodie's in the place, though, Aaron does like triple lock the door.
Triple lock them. Lock, unlock, lock, unlock, lock, unlock, lock.
One slight problem. She
Hashtag
can
security.
Teleport.
I
That's
know.
true. So there's that.
So I've effectively locked myself in.
Okay, so
No worries.
you all have a good rest and awake the next morning, fully rested and ready to continue. Aaron, you now only have -3 to all your stuff.
Oh, yeah. So I should have made a disadvantaged roll for that persuasion check,
No, you
too.
just
Not a
wait,
disadvantage, you just -4.
4.
Oh, well, it would have been like 14 or something.
Yeah, so I just remember.
Yeah,
that.
it's fine.
Okay.
Goodness. Why do all the cool shit cost money to do?
That's just the way it is. Were you thinking casting
Pay
Legend
the
Lore?
party, man.
I was gonna cast Legend Lore on the orb,
Of course.
which requires incense. 250 gold coins worth of incense.
Isn't incense like stupid cheap?
I know, I'm about to fill a
It's like
fire.
veritable like logs of incense.
It's really expensive incense.
The good shit. Gold leaf incense.
I'll do that.
Ever wonder what gold smells like?
I couldn't tell you what gold smells like.
Peasant.
Peasant. Worthless.
So
Cool. Are we awake? Are we doing that?
Yep.
Are we
Everyone's
awake? Are we
awake.
going to this, the castle?
Everyone's going to the
Castle of the King?
Indeed.
All right. Gary. So,
Aaron dresses up all
guys-
fancy.
Ooh, dress up time. You are prepared a
Well, yeah.
wonderful breakfast by Yondola. And
Is that fresh parsley on there? This is new.
yeah,
It's lovely.
Suddenly, really, like, all too close, looking over your shoulder, like, breathing down your neck, Elodie's just like, yep, that's what it is.
Gonna have to get used to that.
Oh, that is.
Oh, that. Oh, going to have to get used to that, I suppose.
She hops off, and goes to do whatever she does. And after enjoying a well-made breakfast and a little bit of chit-chat, you guys are heading off to see the king.
Da.
You head into the center of the city of Gagari, where you remember Warforged Hall to be. A building that is like almost suspended between the top and the bottom of this cave by many, many small pillars that surround it. Geometric in its presentation. You guys go into the main entranceway, which are two enormously tall bronze doors.
We're taking I forgot his name.
Zordon.
Zordon with you? Yeah. In the main entryway, you see Sergeant Ugrek Deepbow, one of the dwarves that is in charge of the town watch that first introduced you to Bronzeflayer, the king. And he says, I see you, back in town. Been gone for a while. Where you been?
Does he not notice the glowing elf behind us?
He's like pointedly ignoring. He's just like staring at you guys.
Right. Well, we went to some sort of weird shadow mansion. Then we came back. Then we went into the woods. Oh yeah. I was getting there. We saved a town single-handedly. Well,
It was a flute.
Indeed, yes. I am now a master level flautist. Learned
They
from a
put feathers in
vampire.
flutist in the West, but
Do they?
whatever.
Well, I learned it in the East, I think. The Northeast.
But basically, we did a lot of stuff, and we would like to talk to the king about it, as well as introduce him to our new friend here, the most recent ambassador, one of the most recent ambassadors to the city of Taverin.
I see. And then, your elven friend, Zordon, walks up, and he gives a slight bow, and he says, "Good sir." In Dwarven, he does say this. He's, it's a little... It's close. It's not the best. I'm lost. We've
We lost a mat.
We lost a mat.
Lost a brag staff.
Sorry, I'm here. Hello.
Mm,
Hey-ho.
he's here. All right.
He's here.
So, anyways, I says to him, listen.
So I said, listen here.
Right. Aaron recounts pretty much everything in like too much detail, but way overexpanded. So you get the idea.
Yeah.
The usual.
Rorschach takes a 20-minute nap.
So passing it off to Zordon, Ortok helps with that, and Zordon gives a muddled dwarvish greeting, and he says, "On behalf of my great city, we have a few items for you and your king, and we hope that we just hope for his audience, and he's doing it way better than I'm doing it because I'm improvising.
He's an ambassador.
Because he's an ambassador, but he continues with the formalities and seeing the urgency of it. Deep Bow says, "Well, if it's that important, we better get going up there." And heads up the large stairway that goes to the main area where the throne is, and all of the
Does Zotok have hair?
He has a beard.
Okay, Aaron, like, make sure his beard is like. You just
Well,
let me.
I need to roll to see if the thickness of the beard has improved, I guess, for it being the morning.
That's true.
Oh, shit. I just threw it on the ground. 15.
15.
So,
Is that good?
I think
Is it good?
I don't
think
have.
it's good.
I think low is good.
Low is
I
good.
remember.
Yeah. So it's a thick beard.
It's thick. Healthy. Hearthy.
Healthy beard.
Indeed. Aaron takes some of his oil and just like you're about to see the Dwarven King. A beard is like one of the most important. Shush. A beard is one of the most important things in Dwarven culture. You should know that if you're wearing the fucking belt.
I'm well
Also,
aware.
polish the fucking belt and be like. He starts polishing the belt like. God, you're such a barbarian. Right.
Ortok's like trying to take the oil out, like,
But it's only like
my beard's gonna go
further
light
smoothing
on
the beard.
fire, you guys.
All right. So, approaching the throne and Nobred Bronzeflare himself, the king. You see him resplendent in his kingly garb and the various wooden runes that are weaved throughout his extensive reddish beard. He also has procured some sort of like kingly rod that he holds in one hand. Off to one side, he like squirms in place a little bit as you guys walk in, like he was probably slouching or something, and he sits a little bit more dignified in his throne. And you approach. Deep Bow says in no uncertain terms, "King Bronzeflare, you have visitors. Have fun with this one." And he turns away and walks down to the main entrance. And Bronzeflare says, because I don't have any other voice for the dwarves. Alright, so good. He's got the casual thing down. I like it a lot. Okay, so come, friends, sit around. I don't have any chairs, but come over here.
Sit on the floor.
You're right.
Prostrate yourself before me. Tell me of your problems.
Right. Aaron will accomplish the bow that he's practiced a million times in his life. Yes.
Ortok will go up and kind of try to do the same thing, and do a terrible job of it.
Knocks over a vase on the wall.
The bag of holding a like rotted head spills out.
Oh God! I'm so sorry. He had his head.
Zordon walks up and does a very dignified bow, and then Bronzeflare addresses Aaron, because that's who he's used to talking to. He says, "So, Sir Aaron, what brings you to my humble kinglyship?"
Well, Your Royal Highness, we come bearing, I suppose gifts would be the right word. You know that war that's been raging for about 500 years?
Yes, I am aware.
Right. Well, we got to talking over wine one night, and I don't know about you, but we are fucking tired of it. And so we decided, being the professionals that we are, We're going to end it. I think it just seems to be the right thing to do.
What happened? What's so funny?
Oh, I didn't think we ordered a jester. No? Well, you're hired.
Perfect. Oh, the payout for this. We'll go over the contract later, but it's quite expensive to end a war, as you might imagine. But we'll get to that part. So it's a very long story, and I have I've written it. Oh, it's I have a letter for you. By the way, very long story short, we brought back
A piece of
a
paper.
city with an army that wants to help you. It's all explained here. I'll give you a moment as I clean up Ortok's head goop.
He
So sorry.
accepts the
It's almost never happens.
Scooping ichor, just oh no, it's everywhere.
he accepts the scroll and the various items and nods and takes his minute to read. He ponders for a few minutes after he's clearly done reading, and looks over to Zordon, and he says, "Well, you have anything more to add?" And Zordon says, "Simply that we wish to be a part of something in this new world that we have become a part of. That our people, at least some, are yearning for meaning, and that we desire to do all we can for the current conflict." And the king nods. He says, "Well, I don't think this is a hard choice for me. You have come with my honored guests of my city. They have property here at my request. And if they think that you are worthy allies, I'm inclined to take it. I ask the leaders here of Storm Animus if they have anything else to say, because I will have you know, Kagari has done just fine by itself for hundreds of years. We've been hidden by the caves and these walls for a long time, and have managed to stay out of things for a long time as well."
Your Majesty, if I may, it's commendable that you have protected your citizens this long, and the caves that your ancestors and your forebears and your peers have created are magnificent. We love it here very much. We feel this is the safest place in all the world to call home. But with things going as they are, it can't stay like that forever. There will come a time, maybe not in your lifetime, maybe not even in your grandfather or his grandfather, but there will come a time when the citizens of Kukari will be in immediate danger. And the Nine Hells, it's beyond this world. Their very souls will be in danger. If that's how that works. I don't know. But now, it's to put it politely, as you so have, an uphill battle. We understand that. But something needs to be done. If we don't leave the front door, they will come to it. Now, it will not be alone, however. We brought you an ally, a friend, and we want to make you more allies and friends. And materialistically speaking, I'm not a philosopher by any means. Money talks louder than some books do. Having a wealthy, they just spent a lot of time in the Feywild and have many resources from such a place. Having such a place a week away by foot is not a bad, trade route, I would say. Golgari could be made richer and safer.
He nods. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Cool. So I do that and minus. How tired am I still? I take away 3, correct?
-3, yep.
Okay. Persuasion. Persuasion. My. That's good. Wait. So it's at advantage. So suck off that one, and I take this one, and I add that much. 15. Okay, so -3. That's quite a blow. 29.
29. He looks at all of you in the room. He calls over an aide that's off to the side, and whispers a couple things to this aide. Aaron, you
Does he cover his hand or his face?
You see his lips because you are a lip reader now. You see it says, "Get me the royal scribes." And he stands up to everyone, still not taller than anybody here, and on his large bronze throne, and puts his rod down and says, "Aid will be sent to Devirin immediately. Their walls must be... There must be a place to go back to if we are to wage any sort of war. We will get this done as fast as we possibly can. I don't want to see any city in the entirety of Adriel go unprotected. As for the war that you propose and the alliance that you propose as well, this is something we need to keep talking about. I have to admit that for my whole life, I have not been optimistic about our chances, and that holding out here was simply just a way to prolong any happiness that we could conjure up until such time that it was our time to go. And I can see now that perhaps there's a little light at the end of that tunnel, and it is time to start exploring our options." And he turns to Zordon. He says, "We will work together on this and see what we can conjure up, what kind of forces we can muster. And we must have a name for this accord. What do you suggest, Storm Animus?"
The Animus Accord does have a nice... Right, the Animus Accord has a nice ring to it, I must say.
Well, so be it. Do we all concur?
Sure.
The Animus Accord. Very well. He looks over to this aide and says, Make it so, and we will be in touch. I assume, Zordon, that we will be working very closely. So, you are welcome here in my house. Emissaries have a space here, so do not worry. And if you ever need safe passage back, we can arrange for that as well. What's our next move, Storm Animus? Or what is your plan moving forward? Surely just this accord between two fresh places in the world is not enough to take on the forces we seek to destroy.
Certainly, you
We're
are
gonna
correct,
be
Your
going
Highness.
to Solario, the Bolton. Yes. Well,
Yep.
one of the two.
Yeah.
We-
Valeria.
We have taken it upon us to build allies, to gather them where they are in this world. It'll take all kinds. The wardens of the wood have are on the list. Atreus here is from Dracaria, where we did sort of end in Everstorm, if I do recall. Wait, did we end it or just like that just exists there? I'm trying to remember.
We witnessed it, and it was
Wait.
majestic. And that's as far as that went.
We did some shit there.
You guys do have the backing of Little Cloud and his tribe.
Indeed.
You remember.
We have that. We do have a like demigod on our side. Yeah. Right. Solaria must be taken to this war. Of course, the Bolton stronghold could use some more allies. They've been doing the brunt of the work for far too long.
Last I heard, Solaria and the stronghold had a little bit of a spit.
Oi,
Do you have any
we
more
figure the
details
more
about that,
allies
by
we
chance?
have. Dish.
The Bolton King, Orion Avarat, claims that Solaria attacked him.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Just what we need is a war against ourselves.
Apparently, he claims the town of Oakhurst was attacked by Solarian constructs.
Do they describe the constructs?
That is all he has said.
Did you say Oakhurst?
Yes, Oakhurst.
We never thought we'd actually go back to that place. Fair enough. No, that's good to know. Good to know. Thank you.
Indeed.
I hope if it's a misunderstanding,
Oh.
that it might come to light quicker than not. Those are the two superpowers in the world. We cannot afford them to be fighting each other.
Certainly not. Well, we are professionals, and that's not just with the weapons. You can count on us, Your Highness.
As it seems you have proven. Now, it appears I have a lot of work to do. So, if you have anything else, well, unless you have anything else, I should be on my way.
That covers it.
We appreciate your time and look forward to many more happy memories to be made after all this.
We shall speak again, Storm Animus.
Thank you, your dwarfliness.
And we make it towards
He
the
smiles
exit.
and he's like, "That's what I like to hear." And he moves towards the back. You guys exit the Warforged Hall, and
Yes.
find yourself in the bustling central cityscape that is Gagari. What would you guys like to do? Oh, and you've dropped off Zordon. He kind of walks along with the king, and they seem to be talking vigorously.
Cool.
So,
I'll
I
speak
think
with Zordon but right before we go. Sorry,
Okay.
I'll just kind of clap Zordon on the shoulder.
Sure.
You've done extremely well here. The Khan will be very proud to hear of this. Keep in mind your work is only beginning. We're here if you need us.
It only
A
gets
better
harder.
bar. Right, yeah. We're here if you need us. The rooms are better here, but keep in mind the Elmo has a better bar. I'll walk away.
May or may not be true. It is a dwarven stronghold. We strive to be better.
Indeed.
I say we
We're
head
in
back.
direct competition with the King of Gagari for best bar in the land.
It's true. Let's see if Gabriel's armor's done, because that kind of determines what we're doing next.
That's gonna be like
right?
another 3 weeks.
Could be another 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Because
while.
it's gonna be get enchanted too, which is where the 3 weeks comes from.
Gotcha. In which case, should we find the Wardens of the Wood?
How hard can it be?
How bad's Gabriel's AC without?
What do you
Or-
mean by bad?
Let's just rest in Gagari until he's better.
You said it's pretty bad.
I suppose I'm
like without armor.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, I thought you were talking
10.
about Aaron's stuff.
Oh wow, that's worse than me. Jeez.
Oh yeah, Aaron should nap a couple times first.
Should we
But
just kill 2
but,
weeks
yeah.
at the Alamo?
that tooth. Like
You guys
Oh,
want
man.
2 weeks of
Okay.
downtime? That's up to
want
you.
enough to get
guess-
enchanting done
I guess we could do that.
We could just do that. 2 weeks of downtime.
till all the stuff's finished. Type of dealio.
You sure? Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Yeah, it might not be the worst thing, just because Aaron needs
We
a
have-
couple of days anyways.
So let's
Yeah.
take 2 weeks.
Let's take 2 weeks.
He's on
Hey, we just-
fucking vacation.
Transported a city in 8 days. Might as well take 2 weeks off.
That's
Say we
true. That is
deserve
a big
vacation.
big
We did
feat.
a big thing.
It's true.
Plus, we have to like establish the rhythm of home now that we've added more people to the home. So
And we
Sure.
can help the whole transition. Aaron's the better diplomat, I'd assume. So, like Aaron and Atreus could help with the whole diplomatic transition between the two
yeah.
cities.
Sure.
yes,
We should
on top of it
also,
all. Yeah,
when during this 2 weeks, I'll reach out to John Jack and his team and see if he can figure out. I'll give him the information about Oakhurst being attacked by Solarian constructs. See if he can do any digging in Solaria about any of that stuff.
Okay.
During the 2 weeks, I want to sit down with Aaron, and I want to cast.
arm wrestling match that Aaron
Yeah.
loses like every time. But again,
Been so weak.
again.
And I want to cast with him Legend Lore on the Spiny Sphere.
Awesome.
Legend lore, legend lore.
Time to explode the notebook.
I'm just double checking the limits of the spell.
The spell is wonderful. What are you talking about?
There are no limits. The spell says unlimited power.
Here's my brief summary of the significant lore behind the thing you've named.
We've done
Current
this one.
tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known.
Oh, it's a real legend.
Okay. Okay. So. Hold on. You find a. Are you doing this? Where are you doing this?
In the shrine.
In the shrine. you sit down with Aaron, convincing him of this importance, and take out this viney orb. It looks like it's made out of wood and vines that have like wound together around a glowing interior. Set it down in the center of the shrine. Looking at it, you take the incense and light it around in a pattern, the incense filling the room, and the light of the shrine briefly brightens and fades, and suddenly, Gabriel, your head snaps back a little bit, and you see a rush of images fly through your mind. And they form a vague narrative about the orb. You see a shadowed figure with kind of a hidden, like fuzzed out kind of appearance to it in your vision. In a small location lit by green light, waving a hand over the top of a group of vines and muttering an incantation. And you watch as these vines and sticks and twigs slowly tighten up and form the actual orb that you've seen. You witness its creation. You know that this location is the Black Swamp, somewhere deep within. You watch it travel on this figure's person for a long period of time. You sense some strife happen around this figure. And eventually, you watch as this figure pulls the orb out and approaches what appears to be a large spectral version of an enormous elk. And the shadowed figure holds it up in a powerful stance, takes out a staff that looks just wicked in its construction, and waves it around in circles and in circles. A terrible, sickening greenish energy seems to flow around, and the spectral elk that is in this beautiful clearing shivers and shakes and gets slowly compacted down further and further. The elk squeals with pain, and the energy slowly gets siphoned into the orb until the bluish golden or like silvery light that was once the form of the spectral elk gets siphoned into the orb now pulsing with its energy. You learn the name of the entity that is contained within, simply named Ku. Ku. The orb is then cast away. It sinks deeper and deeper into the ground, is moved around by various forces of nature, whether it be river, storm, wind, lost to the elements. And the last thing you see is a familiar, or actually not familiar to you, a dragonborn just digging in the earth doesn't look like he's specifically looking for something, but he looks surprised as he sees this glowing orb in the ground. His old-looking body, kind of pale-looking scales, and withered appearance is obvious as he limps down towards this hole that he's created in the ground and picks it up with a curious eye. And then your vision vanishes.
Pick up the orb and I go, well, at least that's something. Isn't it cool?
Hmm?
I said,
Oh.
well, at least that's something. Isn't it cool? And I go, his name is Cool. And I hand it back to Aaron. And I'll describe everything I saw to him.
Okay. Aaron, you receive all this information, and you do kind of make the connection in your mind that the last figure he saw and described is Husin, the Dragonborn that you had encountered. Uh-oh. Mute
You
town?
are Mutotron. Nope.
So we
Just kidding.
so we learned some of that story, I believe. Maybe Husin told us. Somebody told us some of that. Maybe the wardens. I'm trying to
I think it
remember.
was one of the wardens.
Yeah,
Oh,
the warden. Was the warden. Yes. Because I have Kumo on here. Or was it just Ku?
cool.
Kumo. So Kumo is the male half of the spirit of the forest. And you had
Right.
not learned the opposite's name, but now you know it is Ku.
Okay. Is Aaron smart enough to put that together?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Now we know.
Oh, we know.
Yay.
Right. So this is the female half. This is Ku. Yeah. So we must find Kumo. This is something you might not know, but I'll relay the entire story, that the adventure of the Hydra and all that with Gabriel. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Which, yeah, this will be an easy transition.
Now, Gabriel knows it. Hey.
Right. And we met this man with a big black hat, and yeah, but he wasn't a part of the. Yeah. When I first met Aang, I didn't like it very much, but he grew on me, and then it's right. Yeah. I relate all that so that Gabriel is pretty much caught up with what Aaron knows. I suppose the next step is to find the wardens. And it seems the logical conclusion here would be that if we were to somehow pick up the orb, if we were somehow to resolve this, free her in the right time and place, the wardens will owe us a favor, so to speak.
Not to mention a giant spirit.
Indeed, maybe they will unleash a giant spirit monster attack on the Nine Hills.
On the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Basically, we'll have a nuke, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Or some sort of Godzilla-like koi creature. Yes.
All right, I say
Yeah.
we take some downtime and then head out and take a
Yeah.
look at the wardens.
Sure.
And,
I guess we go in and relay all this. We relay all this to the others unless they were chilling with us.
I'm just assuming, yeah.
Or talk just squatting like, watching this whole ordeal.
All right. Well, I think that's a good plan for future.
You guys are finishing up your description of Gabriel's vision and how it all connects, and what your plan is for the future. And a soft blue outline starts appearing near you guys at the table you're sitting at. And as it slowly resolves into a humanoid figure, Aaron, with your observant eye, you notice that it starts resolving into a figure you know. A soft-faced Furbolg slowly resolves in front of you and grins at you. It's Brinther, his tall self with his lanky long arms and his warm expressions. Seeing you, he smiles, but he's bluish and transparent, almost not even there. And you watch as his right arm just quivers and reaches up to try and touch you. And it's now that you notice he looks feeble and worn. And he reaches out his hand like he's trying to touch you, but he can't quite make it to you. What do you do?
I'll reach for it. Try to reach his hand.
Okay. He reaches out, his hand quivering, and you touch him, and you're oddly you're used to touching incorporeal beings with Atreus, but
I know this isn't gonna work, but
as soon as your hands like pass through each other, you're hit with a series of visions in your brain. Your body snaps into like a tight tautness. All of your muscles very tightly contracted, and all these images start flying through your mind. And the scene around you changes from something merry and beautiful to something incredibly dark and worrisome. It's like a scene where someone cut up the tape and rearranged it. It's muddled and it snaps forwards, goes backwards. You see half a second and then see a few more seconds and then seems to go back again. Whatever this memory is damaged or just so violent that it wasn't recorded in the right way. You see a dark forest around you as figures are running, screaming as they run back and forth. You see small wooden hovels just get disintegrated as fireballs get thrown from various directions. You see bodies that seem to be limping back and forth, chasing people, and you get a good look at one of them in one of these brief clips of this memory as its rotted flesh seems to sprout various cockroaches and grubs and insects that's just kind of burst from all of its orifices, and it screams but also seems to try and attack the person nearest it. You feel kind of Brinther's will in your mind, and you see your vision shift towards something that he seems to have deemed important. And there is a rippling, well, we can really only describe it as like a tear in reality, as there is a area that is surrounded by a shrine, just a few like marble-like stones that seem to outline this beautiful multicolored portal that is in the middle of this shrine. And Brinther you are kind of like in his perspective in this moment, and you see him charge up and get between the portal and this dark shadowed figure that seems to wade through the edge of the forest. Brinther uses a couple of his magical attacks to destroy a few of these strange zombie-like creatures that are terrorizing this area. The fire and magical energy he uses just vaporizing them in his powerful attacks. And this shadowed figure gets closer and closer, its arms just a little bit too long, its fingertips just a little bit too unnatural looking. Has a staff in one hand. It plants it on the ground, points a finger at Brinther. Brinther's eye, you feel his eyes just widen, and in a final point of clarity, a greenish beam of energy gets conjured out of this dark figure's fingertips, and suddenly your vision goes black. In a couple more brief seconds of like muddled vision, you see this darkened figure going up to the portal, slamming its staff on the ground, and the portal flickers and then collapses in on itself and vanishes. The figure stands there for a protracted second or two, brushes its hands off, turns around, and offhandedly takes out a scimitar and decapitates someone that's running by them. And sheathes the weapon. Looks at all of these zombie-like creatures that are like walking around, and nods at them. And they start retreating into the forest. And finally, your vision fades. You're back in the room. The light is on. Brinther's shivering form looking right at you. And he says, you can all hear this. He just says, "She must be stopped." And his form fails and just vanishes into a cloud of mist.
So much for that 2 weeks.
Was this...
We got something to do.
Right. Was that staff the same as the one in Gabriel's vision? Well, I wouldn't know that. Never mind.
I mean,
There's no way of...
Gabriel, I mean, like, you can describe it. I
Sure.
would say...
So I'll describe everything I just saw in, like, shell shock. Just, what the fuck? Yeah.
Then you hear a last voice of Brinther just kind of, like, echo across the room. And he says, "It was time for you to know." And then all of his essence and sign of his passing is gone. In describing the staff, I'm going to say because of the jump cut kind of nature of the vision and the way it was just all very traumatic, that it's really impossible to tell. The details are hard to grab.
Okay. That's okay. Aaron is a bit shell-shocked and irate, I guess, after that.
What was that?
That was a good friend, Brintu. And Aaron is going to describe exactly what just happened.
Why, it's Bryn is dead, and his village, his people, they're all dead. Something happened.
Where are his people exactly?
He described himself as being from.
He was from the Central Forest, or what they called the Wretched Grove, but he described it as not always being wretched. It is something that, in passing, you got the sense that it was something that he was trying to fix.
Okay. But there was a portal of some kind, and some terrible figure who seemed to be more or less in charge. Bryn is dead.
Are you positive he's dead?
I mean, I'm positive he's dead.
Oh, we just saw his ghost.
You make your inference about what you saw. Otherwise, that's what you know.
Right. He whatever that was, he just put me in his last few moments, and as one who has died, it definitely seemed as if met such a fate. Something is terribly wrong in that wood.
Or perhaps we amend our plans and go there.
We may need the wardens to help us with this one.
I have an idea.
Yes, Gabriel.
I'm going to go into the shrine again. I'll let you know.
It's up and leaves. Good
I
idea.
have an idea. Leaves. Okay.
That's never a good sign in any movie where someone says, "I have an idea," and they don't tell anyone.
No. Last time I did that, I tried to blow up a hobgoblin camp. So,
And it was successful.
yes.
Wait, I redact that sentence.
Is
Never
it though?
Something blew up, and they all eventually died. So, you know.
mind. I still can do that.
He comes back and sits back down. Never mind. Is he at least singed a little bit? Like,
That was a bad idea.
right.
Okay.
Oh. This
Smoke
maybe
billowing
is.
out of
Do
the
we
basement
know?
door.
Right. Do we know if, like, where the wardens were last seen by us, is that anywhere in the vicinity of where we would need to go, I assume, for what we just saw?
They're in a similar-ish location. The Wardens of the Wood. You did an initiation ritual for Zin, which was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like in the central north area of the grove.
Right.
And you knew that Brinther's home was in the grove somewhere, but to protect it, he didn't really divulge its exact location.
Right.
So the wardens might know
We
where
have
it
no
is, though.
idea. Yeah, we
Two birds,
I'm-
one
I'm-
stone.
need the wardens. We need to fix this. I think part of this world, like, it's so out of my element. I'm prepared to do anything politically to get world powers as they were to fight this invasion. But this is nature. We need the people who can commune with these things and work with these things and know how this all works. We need the world itself to repel this invasion. And I think the Wardens of the Wood are a step in that direction.
They probably know where Brinth's thing is, so we can just bounce between the two. But I
Right.
think that one of the most pressing questions at this precise moment is: should we wait the 2 weeks to get the armor, or should we not?
No.
One for no.
Well, it's his armor. I think that overrides any
That's
other.
fair. All right. We leave tomorrow.
You're making this sound incredibly urgent. So
Right. We leave tomorrow. I'm going to bed.
Okay. And as Aaron
Right.
goes off to bed, I think that is where we're all
Cool.
going to go off to bed.
When Aaron does go,
Oh.
is alone in his room, So it's
Yeah.
role play, okay? He, he's undressing for bed and all that, and he takes off the Raven Queen's mantle and just kind of grips it extremely hard, and kind of violently hangs it up. Just yeah,
Okay.
one of those why would you let this happen to good people type of things. Yeah.
Sure. You do the act, kind of hang it up violently onto a
Yeah.
hanger, and you get no comfort. It's
Right.
cold and just emotionless.
Cool. And then angry sleep.
And that's where
Rage sleep.
that's where we'll leave
Rage
it off for
sleep.
tonight.
Rage sleep.
Ooh.
Cool.
Oh God.
Well, shit, man. The best laid
Finally
plans.
done with that long ass.
Working with all
Stretch there.
these things that nope.
And ooh, you're still in that test thing. Ooh. Still
Yeah.
gonna try
I
with
was
wits.
waiting for it.
Ooh.
Man.
So
Oh.
speaking of that, I saw this Reddit post about there's actually a known phenomenon where people are unable to distinguish their dreams from reality, and there are some people
Well-
that live in fear that the good things that are happening in their life they will wake up from,
That's terrifying.
and it's like,
That is
oh,
the worst thing ever.
that
That's
sounds
super
terrible.
creepy.
Right.
But at the same time, you
That's
live
weird.
in slight comfort of maybe I'm just gonna wake up from this.
That too, if it's bad.
Real case of the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Right.
creepy.
That's
But
weird
every
how
time
your dreams would be that, normal.
that vivid. Oh yeah. Normal and
Right.
vivid.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I had this girlfriend, but she had 4 heads and a, or she was a goat or something. Dreams are never normal. Where and the narrative is always strange. Well, this one moment I was at my house, but it wasn't my normal house. It was my childhood house, and then suddenly I was at a bar in college or something.
But then it ties into when they're awake enough that that's really weird.
right. It's really
Yeah.
weird. Anyway,
Yeah.
Good night.
Gabriel had to
Dreams,
be
everybody.
be I'm gonna find out everything about this object. I love that. I love legend lore. It's super sweet.
Yeah.
I
That is
forgot
pretty
that
cool.
you
Did I ever tell you about Zach did a one shot that I was part of, and I played a cleric of Ioun, and it was he shot us up to level 10 or 15 or something. So
Mhm.
we got into the dungeon. He didn't know my character beforehand, so we got into the dungeon. I cast 3 spells. I'm like, there's traps over there. The thing is way, and that's what the thing is. And we just kind of skipped straight to the boss.
Find
That's
the traps
awesome.
in the one spell. You're just
Oops.
I know where the traps are.
Yeah. Don't step there. Don't touch that. Don't eat that. Just babysitting the party the whole time.
How do you think I feel? No.
This is true.
That's true. This metal machine that only heals things is like looking at all of us fleshy things that are just apparently wanting to die.
Asking for it.
Right.
It's like you go into the world and you are made of squishy.
I made of squish.
And when you get old enough, you consume poison on purpose. Yes.
If you're talking about my delicious alcohol, I think we're gonna have a problem here, buddy.
Good night, internet. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
It was a fun one.
It was.
Okay, bye.